At DWU University, we are deeply committed to teaching and learning excellence. This commitment includes a proactive approach to integrating new and emerging technologies that enhance how we educate, engage, and empower our students. We view technology not just as a tool, but rather as a valuable partner in shaping transformative learning experiences. Experiences that prepare our graduates to thrive in a fast-changing and digitally connected world. Among the most impactful developments in recent time is the rise of artificial intelligence. AI offers powerful tools that can support creativity, productivity, and innovation in both teaching and learning. However, it also raises important questions around ethics, authorship, and the integrity of the academic work. At DWU University, we believe that academic integrity is not negotiable. While we encourage the responsible exploration of artificial intelligence, we are equally clear about the standards and values that must guide its use. Our academic policy outlines expectations for both staff and students when engaging with AI-powered tools. These expectations are not about restricting innovations, but rather about ensuring that new technologies we are using in a way that upholds our academic values: honesty, originality, critical thinking, and respect for the learning process.
One of the things we believe at DWU is that innovation and technology should enhance teaching and learning, not the other way around. Artificial intelligence is one of the most disruptive technologies right now in higher education. Whilst I say disruptive, AI itself is also transformative as well. So when you look at DWU, as we went through this phase of the AI trend, one of the first things we had to look at was academic policies. So we had to look at two very important key policies, and that's the assessment policy 1, as well as the plagiarism and integrity policy. When you look at artificial intelligence falls into many different categories, and one of the most disruptive being Gen AI or generative AI. And that's one of the things that we are dealing with at the moment. In fact, a lot of higher education institutions are dealing with Gen AI use in higher education. The next thing we had to look at was go back to our plagiarism and integrity policy. With the rampant use of AI, how do we address if AI is used in assessments, whether it be by the student or by the lecturer? That's where we had to also review the use of Tenitin. If you know Tenitin as a text matching software, particularly with the communication arts department, you should review your program and start looking at integrating artificial intelligence literacy within your programs, because I see there's a lot of use cases with AI in some of the work that you do.
AI is a very powerful tool in the field of academic work. So my experience with AI evolved from Grammarly to Copilot, and recently Gemini and Android AI. Yes, so I have used AI in my academic work, although it's not encouraged by our lecturers. AI has helped support me in my academic work. Not that I use it to do all my assignments for me, but to help provide information. So especially I used Copilot in research to look for information, because it has the capability to find information quickly and provide results. Also, I've used Grammarly to help in correcting grammatical errors that I make in my writing. AI can be both helpful and a threat to academic work. Why I said it can be helpful is that when you're using AI to navigate between your schoolwork and to provide insightful information, it can help you in your studies. However, if you're letting AI to do all your assignments for you, then it can have a very bad or negative influence on your academic integrity. It can add to killing your creativity and originality of your work.
I'd say all of the students here, we're familiar with AI and we use AI. The most common one would be ChatGPT. But in my daily use of AI, I use Grammarly more, I'd say. Mostly to help me, because as a journalism student, we have a lot of writing to do and, news stories. I use Grammarly mostly to correct my grammar, and also it has these options that helps us to enhance our writing and make it sound more confident or persuasive or diplomatic or stuff like that. Another thing about AI is that it helps me in more complex topics, especially when a task or an assignment is given. It helps me to, I just go, so I click on the application and it gives me outlines, and so I use that to tackle my complex, assignments and stuff like that.
From my understanding, our course, Communication Arts, is not as technical as other courses. Like the basic concepts around communication arts and journalism are not as technical as other courses like medicine and accounting. Therefore, students can abuse AI to explain those concepts, and therefore they do not have a basic level understanding around the basic concepts, and then when they go out into the field later on in the future, they make mistakes which can cause problems. So that's my first ethical concern. The other ethical concern I would have would be around accuracy and the sources of where the AI is getting those information from, because it uses machine learning to get information from all around the net, and therefore some of the information that AI like ChatGPT gives out is not necessarily true most of the time. So those would be my two biggest ethical concerns around the use of AI. AI helps me get a better understanding on certain concepts that I get confused on from time to time. So in that regard, I would say it does help me become a better communicator. However, it only gives a superficial overview on things, and it lacks a human element, which is essential for us as future communicators. And I believe that view is shared by other students in the department as well.
My first impression of using AI here at DWU and during my communication arts classes were that AI could easily be used as a leverage to enhance my everyday learning through the access of different AI tools. Yes, I have encountered AI tools when attempting assessments through generating images, study guides, and breaking down of topics using ChatGPT, a famous AI tool. My experience was very helpful, and it made it easier for me to understand different concepts I had to grasp as a first year student. In my opinion, AI can be very beneficial to me as a first year communication arts student because it continuously helps me to expand my knowledge on topics that I find difficulty in understanding.